Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this card making tutorial. I hope this finds you well. This is the gorgeous card we're making today, isn't it sweet? It says sending hugs and it uses this tearing technique, and a fellow demonstrator showed me how to make this and she called this the fracture technique, so I'm going to continue with that name, but I think it's quite appropriate. But it's a form of a tearing technique. And this one here I've used Coastal Cabana, which is this colour here for the card base, and then this beautiful pattern paper is the Unbound Beauty Designer Series paper. And then I've just used some of our images from the ephemera packs. Now this card is going out just before the catalogue retires. When you see this, the catalogue will be only live for a few more days, so I'm not sure if all of these things will be still available in the catalogue. Certainly the Coastal Cabana cardstock will be in the basic white, but there's still plenty of pattern paper and new ephemera packs for you to choose from, so you will find something that you can use to make such a card. And isn't it just gorgeous? I just love it. So let's make another one together. We're going to do a slightly different colourway than this one. So let me bring in some pieces, and this one we're going to use the Flowering Meadow Designer Series paper, and our card base is going to be Moody Mauve. Now this is one of the colours that is retiring, so we have 5 colours that are retiring in colours, and they are Pebble Path, Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, Boho Blue and Wild Wheat. There you go. Thought I'd forgotten one, but I hadn't. And we are going to do some we are going to make another card like this. Now I'm going to use a combination of this paper. As I said, this is a Flowering Meadow Designer Series paper, and I've got here as well the Petal Pink cardstock and some spare Moody Mauve cardstock as well. So I need 2 pieces here that measure the same width, and this is going to be here for this background piece here. So you're going to see that this is going to be on the back of our card. So I'm not sure which side I'm going to use yet. I think we maybe use this side just because it's going to show up better. And then I've got a piece here of basic white and a piece here of petal pink, and they measure the same. And we're just going to do the tearing technique. So now I want these 2 pieces to stay together and not move. So I'm going to use just a little bit of post-it note tape here at the top and at the bottom. Now if you can hold these 2 together so they don't move on your own, brilliant. This just gives me a little bit more certainty. And all I'm going to do is tear. I want to tear a piece that sort of goes at an angle down here. So I'm just going to tear. Don't be scared of it, just go for it. The wonkier the better. So that can be our top piece. And then we want to have a nice little... And then we're going to tear another piece down here, I think. We could just keep that down. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, let's just keep it like that. So this is going to be our top piece. So if we measure this against our pattern paper, that's nice. Now, I'm going to then, this is when it's good to keep your bits together. I'm going to measure that's there. And then I'm going to see that I want, how big a gap do I want. So, the reason we keep our pieces together, as you will see, we want to mat and layer one on top of the other here, but we want the pieces to sort of match up, and they do, roughly speaking. So now I'm going to put some glue on the back here, and I'm going to bring in my silicone mat, but I'm going to try not to get glue everywhere as normal. And I'm just going to use some glue. And all I'm going to do is, because these 2 are torn together, they're exactly the same, or should be roughly the same, I'm just going to offset them so we still see some of that lovely petal pink underneath the white, like that. Do you see? And I'm just going to use my scissors to trim off anything that's overhanging here at the top for now. We will cut off maybe more later, but for now that's what we have. So get rid of that, so it's all gluey. And then we're going to do exactly the same for this bottom piece here. So now I can take off this bit of post-it note tape, and I reuse these pieces of post-it note tape until you can't use them anymore. I renew them. You keep on using them until I've used the guts out of them. So the same thing was just before. We're going to put some glue all over the back of our white. And same as before, we're going to offset, trying to keep roughly the same amount, same gap as before. It's really up to you. That looks okay to me. And then I'm just going to trim off roughly this bit at the base here, though we will be trimming more off as well. Okay, get rid of that. Toodaloo. Scrap. Okay, so to come out of Starnish job, we can move it out of the way. Now you're going to see here, we're going to have this piece at the top like that, and then we want to have a little gap before we have our next piece, so we can see that beautiful pattern paper. So say we want to have it to roughly about there. So now I'm going to just flip it over, as you can see, and use my pencil to mark roughly like that. So we won't see that pencil mark because it's on the back, but we know now how much we need to chop off. And for this I'm just going to bring in my trimmer and just going to chop off that bit there. Okay, so that's, well, I've got my trimmer here. I realised I don't have a piece for the insert, so I'm just going to cut one here with you while I'm on camera. My inserts always measure the same, so they're always about 10 centimetres. So, well, they are 10 centimetres by 14.35 centimetres. And hey ho, I've actually got one there done already. And that was the same measurement, I should have said, for the basic white, the petal pink, and for this designer series paper. They all measure that measurement, but all the measurements and all the supply list and all of that good stuff is on my blog post, and you can find the link to that and all my social media links in the description box below, so do check those out. Do come and follow me like on Instagram. I'd love to see you there. You can see all my latest projects, and I give hints and tips and all sorts of stuff there that you won't see on my YouTube channel, so do come and check me out there. Let's stick this beautiful piece of paper down. It's just lovely. Such a pretty pattern, don't you think? And we're just going to stick this down on top. There we are. Now you could pop this up if you wanted to. You could step it up here by popping up these pieces that we've torn, but I'm just going to glue them flat because I'm going to pop up my sentiments and such like. So now we're just going to line this with the bottom here and just line it up as best as you can. There we go. And then we're going to do the same with the top here. Let's get on and do that. The goodly amount of glue there. Okay, and then line this up with the top, and you can sort of see that in the gap, in the fracture, you see the beautiful pattern paper. There you go. So that is the fracture technique. Isn't that fun? So I have got some bits as well here in case I needed them, but I didn't. So now it's time to embellish. So this is the fun bit. I don't know about you, but I love playing with my embellishments and such like. So let's look for a sentiment first. Now I'm going to use this. This is the Greetings for All ephemera pack, and I store mine in these stamp cases. And let's look for a sentiment that will look nice here. I'm going to go for the black again, but it'll just pop out better against the white. Let's see what we've got. We've got Oh Happy Day. That would look nice. Let's see what else. These are upside down. To the Grad. Happy New Year. Happy Halloween. Thank you. Sorry. Best wishes. Happy holidays. You did it. Sending hugs. What does this say? Happy birthday. Sweet baby. Congratulations. Let's stick with our Happy Day for now. I think that looks really nice. I love the black and white. I think it looks really cute. I don't know, I just like that look. Well, let's have a look what we've got here. This is my embellishment pack, and this is the fully flowering, and I've used this so many times. You can see everything has popped out nearly because I've gone through it so many times. And let's see what we could use here to embellish. No, that doesn't look nice. No. Okay, let's have a look. I think we need something with colour. That's the wrong colour. Let's have a look. Let's see, we could bring in a totally different colour as well. That might work. That looks nice, doesn't it? Let's see. Yeah, I quite like that. And then we're going to add some more embellishments. So I'm going to leave it at that. So let's stick this piece down here with some glue. Come on, glue. You shall work. You are not allowed to fight me today. I'm not in the mood. Okay, so let's stick this beautiful floral down there. And then let's pop up our sentiment on some dimensional. So let's bring those in here. And as you know, I'm quite generous with my dimensionals. So I'm going to use a mixture of the large ones and the baby ones. That will do fine. Give it a press down, so then you've got rid of these backings. One thing I hate taking off is the backings of foam tape or dimensionals or anything like that. What is your bugbear? What's the one thing you absolutely hate doing when you're making a card or doing any kind of paper crafting? Because you don't just have to make cards. There's lots of different things you can do. Still be in the world of paper crafting. Isn't that cute? Oh, happy day. So let's use some of these. Let's have a look what we've got here. On the original one I used the party dots, but I don't think those colours are going to match. Or we'll just see. We could bring in some of this colour here, because that matches that sort of. Let's see. Let's bring in some of that. And then so that's the party dotties. Let me put them back, and I just keep them in these little cases I got on Amazon. The little A6 wallets, whatever. And then let's use some of these, and these are the Pretty Peacock and Petal Pink foil gems. I'm going to use some of these here. That looks cute. And then I think I'm going to finish off with some of these. These are the in colour sparkle dots, and these are the ones that are retiring. These are the colours that are retiring, so let's add yeah, so we've got all of the colours that are in our picture there, also in our embellishment. So there are the two cards featuring the fracture technique, which is a form of the tearing technique. So I hope you've enjoyed this card making tutorial, as I said, featuring the fracture technique. If you wanted more information about the project, as I said, you'll find everything listed and linked below in the description box. I'd be so grateful if you have liked this video, if you could give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to future videos. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.